Alright, so the back of the box here says it has built-in 219 internal games and then supports 800 plus NES games from a TF card expansion. So theoretically, we should be getting 219 original games on this unit. Hold up. Isn't this just 1942 on NES? This is just 1942! Hey guys, what's going on? RetroGamer here, and welcome back to another review. And this time, oh man, we got something. Oh, this is awful. What is this thing? What is this? So this is a game console. It's a plug and play. And man, I don't even know what to say about this one. So obviously from the intro, you saw that this is an NES clone except worse. It is worse than an NES clone. Like, oh, it's pretty bad. I've played a couple of them throughout the last year, and I think this year too on the channel. I bought a couple different ones, and some of them were actually okay. Other ones are really bad. Oh, this one hits a whole new level, though. Man, this is interesting. So, this is I don't know what to call this. The H1A. We're gonna call it the $10 NES Famiclone from Amazon, because this is what it is. I bought this on Amazon a long time ago. It was $20, but on Amazon the listing had a 50% coupon that you could use in the checkout. Basically, they're just giving this thing away. And I would love to link this to you, but however, it no longer exists. This thing no longer exists. Maybe I was the one to buy their last unit before they just canned the whole thing. I don't know. But this was $10 for me. We're going to go into it, open it up, and show you all that this thing has to offer. So, the front here, it shows these are the controllers. Some wild designs for the controllers. This is the actual game stick itself. These are the controllers. It's something different. It has HDMI, 8-bit. You know, they're not lying to you with the NES games, but the built-in 219 games, man, that's a lie, man. I expected like some original games on here, and maybe there are, but man, I can't tell the difference. A lot of them are just NES clones or reskins. Oh god, the built-in games are awful. The NES games, in theory, are better, but we're gonna get into that because they're not all that good as well. But the product on the back here, it just shows, you have the HDMI stick, it has an extension cable, 2 controllers, the instruction manual. They have 2 wrist straps for the controllers and the USB cable. Open this bad boy up. Let's get to the meat of this guy right here. So let's throw this box off to the side. Actually, I think this might have. Nah, it doesn't have anything in it left. I was maybe thought that had the instructions, but no, it has the instructions here. The instructions, it does list you all of the built-in 219 games. It shows you the whole list of it. And then it shows you how to download the NES games onto that TF card. They were already downloaded for me, so I didn't have to do any of that myself. And then this is the extension cable for the HDMI, because a lot of TVs might not be able to fit it properly. We'll get into that in a minute. And then these are the 2 wrist straps, acting like these are like Joy-Cons. I mean, look at this big thing. We'll just note right here real quick that this is the power cable. You have to hook this either to the back of your TV for the USB or to one of those charging bricks for a wall. But like, look at these big controllers. Like, Jesus Christ, look at these things. So these are magnetic, and they hold the game stick in place. So that's kind of a neat design. And then you just slide that out. It just looks like a USB thumb drive. Like, seriously, you just slide that thing out, and this is the HDMI stick. We'll get to that in just a minute here. But yeah, these are the controllers. And so this player 1, this is player 2. That is very important to note, because player 1, works for everything. Player 2, on the other hand, it only works with 2-player games with the second player. You cannot use this in any 1-player games. It's like programmed to only recognize when player 2 is using the controller. You have the L and R up here. Those don't do anything that I know of. The A, B, X, and Y, start and select. This one has an analog stick. This one has a D-pad. The D-pad's a lot nicer. So this analog stick, it's it's flat, so there's like no grip or anything. It's really smooth. You can take it off though if you want and just use the stick like this. It's actually nicer. It's actually a lot nicer to use it without the stick. So that's a nice thing. That's a nice feature. I'm glad that they made the stick removable because this stick is awful. Granted, you can't use it unless you're playing two-player anyway. So this is the main controller that you're using for all of the games and stuff. The buttons really soft, mushy, don't feel good at all. They're nice and big. They actually has good grip, but the buttons themselves and stuff don't feel nice at all. They really don't. And these take 2 AAA batteries in the back. These are wireless. That's a plus, you know, that's a plus. As I said, you know, you can put these on the controllers and acting like Joy-Cons and stuff. Like, these are actually nice little wrist straps, not gonna lie. These are actually nice though. And then we'll just move this over here, move those off, and then as I said, you know, you just plug this in. If I grab the thing here, you can plug it into the little adapter. I think no, I have the right way. There we go. And then you can plug it into TV if it doesn't fit. As I said though, you can't even buy this anymore anyway, so not really gonna do too much for you. Also, here's the TF card. It is, as you can see here, let me bring it up to the camera. It is a 512 megabyte. Not gigabyte, megabyte, 512 megabyte. That's less than 1 gig. I didn't even know they made SD cards less than 2 gigabytes. But apparently they do with this thing, 512 megabytes. Yeah, you're going to fit quite a few NES games on there. As I say, there's like 800 and I think 47 is what I checked on the list there. But yeah, man, this thing is wild, man. Like, Jesus Christ, this thing is, oh, this is something else. Hook this thing up, you're ready to go. You know, the games on there, if we take a moment to look at the actual games on the system, you'll see there's a whole range of stuff. You know, there's, in the internal games, you'll see on there's like a list of different things. You know, you have the action genre, the puzzles, the fighters, and these things, I said, they're mostly just NES clone games. Like, they've either been reskinned or just something completely different. I don't know if all of them are NES games. It's hard to tell for me. I'm not a huge, like, master of NES games. Like, I don't have a huge knowledge, but I have a pretty good understanding of what is a real NES game and what isn't. And the internal games, though, like, man, anything goes. It's like, I'm looking at the sports games, and I'm like, okay, tennis, it's just gonna be the NES tennis. It's definitely NES tennis, but it's somehow worse, and it looks terrible. What did you do to the reskin? Like, this is awful. Oh my god. And Donkey Kong? Oh, let's go to Donkey Kong. Do you hear the noises? Like, what's going on? Like, it's running, like, slower, and the noises are, like, really different. All the sound effects are like not correct at all. And then I went over to Kirby's Adventure, so I tried to press it. It booted me out. Okay. Press it again. Nothing. And I kept getting booted out until I realized that, to play the NES games, I have to either press start or the B button. A button doesn't work at all. It just will boot you out. So then I load up Kirby's Adventure, which apparently is apparently a big game. Like, oh my god, this thing took quite a while to load. Then once it loads, it doesn't even run correctly either. Like, that's the theme here. Like, the legit NES games run like garbage. The built-in internal games are just garbage. Like, they're both bad, but it's like, which of the two evil do you want to play? Like, these are terrible. Like, the only thing I really found enjoyment in was NES Excite Bike Mario Bros. It's some type of ROM hack or something. And it was really fun, but I kept dying because in the NES games, the buttons are switched. B and A are switched, so I kept trying to jump when it was the run button instead. And so I just kept dying because, like, I just didn't, my brain, I was like, no, I'm supposed to run with B, jump with A, and they wouldn't let me do that. So that was kind of a downfall there on my part. But that was like the only fun game I found out of this whole plug and play. This plug and play Can't I even call it a plug? Like, yes, it is a plug and play, but oh my god, this thing is awful. It's just terrible, man. Like, God, this thing is man. They were practically giving you this thing, man. Like $10, the 50% coupon. $20, I would have been like, all right, this thing. Oh no, no. $10, I'm not mad at it, but dang, it's awful. It is awful. But that's all I wanted to do. I really wanted to show you this plug and play that I've had forever now, and I just never got around to reviewing it, unfortunately. But yeah, this was the $10 NES Family Clone from Amazon. So guys, that was my review on this little contraption. I don't even know what to call this thing. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys back here with another review. See you guys then.